So we're back this week, another duo, but Steve out, Lenny in. I think it's just 3 in a row for me, 15-minute podcast in a duo.
Steve's, isn't it?
Now, obviously, Lenny, I always start these with a riddle. Now, I've kind of taken the math out of this riddle.
I'm not keen
to make sure that the 15-minute podcast isn't just us filming you sitting there thinking.
It just looked like...
So here's the riddle for today. You're running in a race, okay? You pass the person in second. Where are you now in the race?
Second.
Fuck, he got it too easy. Damn.
I've heard that before.
Oh, well, fucking that sucks. Do I have another one off the top of my head? No, I don't have another one. All right, well, that was extremely uneventful. If you don't beat Lenny, or if you do beat Lenny, still write it in the comments, but not sure if that's worthy of the Voldemort graphic that Tricky mocked up last week. But today, I thought we would talk about something a little bit different. Self-proclaimed best footballer in the office. Love talking about it.
There's not much else happening.
You've given Tricky your whole backstory on footy. Now, a lot of people in our community, or even if they're not part of our community but have seen some of our videos, you're just pinned as the match betting robot, the kid that made X amount of money in his first 12 months, you know, the match betting guru. That's what you are. But obviously, there's a fair bit more to you. You're obviously a top-line AFL footballer. Some people think football, rugby. No, AFL football. Can you give us a little bit of a rundown on the season's about to start, where you're playing now, but also just like a bit of background as to where you have played and potentially even what your future goals are?
Yeah. So I'm at South Croydon now in the EFL, which is, what do you say, Melbourne's premier local comp? Or
so
like
that's
close to
Eastern Footy League, top
correct.
division?
Yeah.
Yep.
So what would you say that's kind of...
Yeah, I'd say that in the VAFA top division, probably excluding country footy. I'm not really familiar with those leagues, but yeah.
So pretty much got there from... I had a mate playing there and moved to Melbourne. Didn't really know anyone playing footy, so just like come play for us. And I was like, yeah, sweet. Rocked up at pre-season, and here I am playing there this year. But obviously, Premier Division, to kind of get in a team like that, you have to be a decent player or kind of do some work to get in a position like that. So I've come from playing in Sydney. I was with the Swans Academy for pretty much my whole life. I was telling Tricky, I was there since I was 10 years old, till I was 19. So I got selected, literally at 10. We pretty much trained at least twice a week till we were 19. And when we were sort of 15, 16, started playing games. And it starts...
What position are you?
I'm a key forward.
Okay.
So... yeah, centre
and
half,
when you were
forward.
playing at the Swans Academy, were you being like primed to be a forward or a ruckman or what?
So, this I was going to get into. It's a pretty rough kind of setup there. It's not really for the development of players, I'd say. Like, they make it out to be, but it's like they pick and choose who they want. And if you're lucky enough to be a part of their kind of grooming process, then you obviously get the benefits of that. But then if you're kind of in that and out of that, which I wasn't like fully at the top, I wasn't at the bottom, I was kind of in between that, you don't get the full benefits of that. And obviously there's a bit of an emotional toll there with that too. So
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, you're kind of playing in a position where like you're trying to get picked where you want to play, competing against other players, and then you're going back to club footy, playing where you want to play, going to Swans, and then they chuck you in a different position.
Just to fill the gap or whatever.
Pretty much, yeah. And then maybe the next year you get picked in the position you want to play and you have a shit game and then you're not playing the week after.
Yep, pretty cutthroat.
Yeah. So the biggest problem for me was, which is what I'm actually really enjoying this year, is playing in one team. So pretty much since I was 15, I've played in at least 3 teams.
In terms of like club footy,
I played,
footy,
club,
or like to Sydney Swans Academy?
Like 16s, I was playing 17s, 19s, seniors and Swans, and it was pretty much the same thing through my career, like playing 19 seniors, Swans footy. You get dropped from one side, you're trying to make the senior side, or you're trying to make the Swans side, and it's just not having that stability is honestly horrible for development, because you're just always fighting for something, you're playing different roles. But now I'm in this, like, I feel like in a team environment, everyone's there for the better of the team.
Yep.
And you just develop so much more as a player like that.
Yeah, that's nice. Was AFL the goal always in your junior footy, and is it still the goal now? to play AFL to get drafted?
Yeah, growing up, like, it was kind of like, if I'm not playing footy, what am I doing?
Yep.
I feel I'm pretty close to that kind of level I always kind of was.
Mm-hmm.
Now in terms of I touched on my Swans career. So I got to the end of that 19s. I was training with the VFL squad there, and likely was going to be playing with them last season.
Yep.
Like on that kind of list. Obviously did my ACL, and then that was the end of that story. That didn't keep me there. So moved to Melbourne, and then my goals kind of, I guess, shifted. Kind of realised that footy wasn't the only thing going for me in my life.
Yep.
Which at the time, like, it was footy or nothing, and not being able to play footy for that first few weeks of the season fucking hurt.
Yeah.
But kind of now I've realised, like, footy's just a lot more fun because it's if I'm not playing footy, I'm still happy.
You got other shit doing.
Back then, if I wasn't playing footy,
you had nothing else.
I'd be fucking. There's nothing else going on, kind of thing. So in that sense, I reckon it's going to make me a better player because I can actually kind of enjoy my footy more.
Yeah,
than when I was back then.
Yeah, nice.
So I'm kind of out of mindset now. If I'm playing good footy and I can go to the next level, then I'll take it. But if not, it's not the end of the world.
Yeah, fair enough. Just whatever.
So I'm
happens.
working hard at it, but it's not the end of the world, kind of thing.
Nice. I like that approach. I think you do have a lot more. It's been just almost 12 months to the day, really, since you've come to Melbourne. Obviously, a little bit longer than that. We were joking yesterday how pretty much when you rocked up, you just rocked up to my house. I had a couple backpacks. Come on in.
Yeah.
Have some dinner. Take you to JP's house later. We'll go to my old man's house. Get a mattress on the way there. And then you're shacked up at JP's house for a couple of weeks. Now, you recently bought a car, and this is something that definitely myself and JP were telling you to do for months and months and months. What is life like in Melbourne now with a car compared to without a car? And would you say it's been a good investment?
It's been,
because you were very antsy making this investment for quite a while.
Yeah, and honestly, I couldn't tell you why I was looking back on it. At the time, I just didn't see it worth it. Like, I don't know.
Can you because lots of people would think like that. So can you dive into a little bit deeper?
So what
does worth it mean? What does that mean?
What I was doing for 12 months was, like, I was catching the bus to work. I mean, it was a pretty easy route. Like, it didn't take me much longer or anything, but it's then catching trams and whatever. And now I have a car. It's just like, I don't have to wait for times. I don't have to deal with whatever shit's going on the bus. Or the
You're
tram.
on your own clock.
I'm on my own. I'm just in my own head. I can listen to my own music, listen to whatever. But like, now I look back and it's like, I've had the means to do it for the whole time I've been here.
Yeah.
But I just chose not to do it for the sake of saving X amount of dollars.
Yep. But do you look at it now? Because that's I was trying to get you to say that pretty much, that you felt like you were spending X amount of money or saving X amount of money. Now you've spent it, but would you say that you have lost that money, or have you traded the money for something else? Be that flexibility, time, peace of mind, less stress.
Yeah, well, I'm obviously having a car is expensive, and the car I'm driving isn't cheap to, I guess, run.
Yep.
So there's the ongoing cost of that, but I'm kind of in the mindset now where whatever I spend a year, I'm happy to accept that for the, I guess, added flexibility and, in my situation, the fun of owning the car I own.
Do you think that you get, and this might not be the same for every car owner, but do you think in your position you've got value for money? And I'm not talking about the car specifically, but just the ability to do what having a car allows you to do. Like, what have you lost from having access to a car?
A number on a screen.
Yeah, okay.
a number on a screen that's going to come back.
And do you think from having a car, you've got an ability to potentially add more numbers to that screen now?
Yeah, 100%. It's saving me. I was catching the train at footy for the first few weeks of pre-season, which was...
How long was that taking?
Yeah, an hour and a half to...
Every session, training,
now
3 times a week.
Now it takes me 45 minutes driving there.
Yeah, so you save 45 minutes 3 days a week already.
Yeah.
Before you even think about getting to games.
So it's just the time save thing. Like, I just have more... Not necessarily I'm not doing more work in that time, but I have... Like, I'm using less energy and having more time to think about whatever I want to think about, which like resets me for my work and whatever else I want to concentrate on.
Yep.
I just have more energy to do the things I want to do and want to put my energy towards, rather than wasting time just sitting on a train.
Yeah, nice. How do you feel about the comments that I made last week about the green light?
The green light. I'm normally at the front, so I just...
You're normally at the front?
Yeah.
How do you get there? Because you missed a set of lights before.
Strategy.
Interesting.
Driving's a very tactical thing. The better drivers save a lot of time. You just have to think about like...
It's like reading the play.
Yeah, correct.
I fully agree with you.
So if you're stuck in traffic, there's certain ways you can pick lines in the lanes.
Yeah, I agree. And if you drive the same roads over and over every day, you know that like for this part of the road, you can be on the left-hand side. Do you know what else actually... I'm sure you'll probably make another segment out of this.
Before we go into this, I just want to say, like, with the time save thing, I'm like fully considering moving houses closer to work to save myself half an hour a day.
Yeah.
Moving houses, like I could comfortably stay where I am now and have no issues with that, but I want to move
best for you in Melbourne
to save myself an hour a day.
Yeah. No, it makes sense. That a lot of people do that. A lot of people do the opposite also, and are happy to commute to save themselves a lot of money by living out in wherever it is, and that's a personal preference. But I was going to say something else that absolutely grinds my gears in terms of driving is when... So, you know when you're driving and there's like parked cars on the left, right?
Yeah.
And it's obvious as how everyone is banked up on the right-hand side because there are parked cars on the left.
Yeah.
And the morons, and I'm going to call them morons, that drive down the left-hand side past all of the other cars. Everyone can see the parked car. Everyone can see them. And they drive all the way down the left and then turn their right indicator on and try to get in. Yeah. Man, if they ever try to get in front of me, I always wind down my window and just point blank ask them, can you see that parked car? And they all start to get baffled. And I'm like, everyone behind me and in front of me can see that car. That's why we're here. And that's why you're where you are. I'm not letting you in. And I just tell them point blank.
But talking about like time saving when driving, like say you're sitting... You see them cars pulling up behind that parked car. You know they're going to try and merge into your lane. If you're in that left lane, you just get in the right lane. And then you don't have to deal with that kind of traffic going forward.
Of course. But I just more so mean if you're in the right, I'm not letting you in front of me because you've just... Literally, you're just like, I'm more important than this car, this car, this car, this car, this car, every car you drive past. And then you're like, not only that, I'm going to now push in and hold up every other car behind me as well because I'm fucking half-wit.
Are you going to run into them or...
I'm not going to run into them, but I'm not letting them in.
Yeah.
I'm not letting them in.
Or do they just force their way in?
No, not possible.
Do you force your way in?
Not doing that, no. But I have been known to drive aggressively from time to time, but not... In terms of like, I like to get to... If the speed limit's 60, I like to get to 60 straight away.
That's also stupid as well because say you rip it off the lights... and you end up at another red light.
Yeah, of course. All the cars end up at another red light for sure. They might catch me.
Uneconomical driving.
Yeah, potentially, but I'm going to save that for another day. There was one other thing I wanted to ask you, but I completely forgot. Oh, okay. Sports service. I mean, we don't have too much time left, but sports service, flying, in terms of we've got almost 150 in there.
Yep.
Just under 150. How have you seen what's been received? We've only had one day of tips. I'm not worried about that. But how have you seen the kind of community aspect, the conversations in the Discord, some of the members that have been messaging for help privately? How have you seen and found that? What's the vibe of kind of the winter service this year?
Just I think the experience of us and then the previous members. So all the new members are just like it's a different world to the original winter service.
Yeah, 100% agree.
Like the treatment they're getting is literally going miles and fast tracking their kind of match betting so much just because of the access they have to knowledge from either us or previous members. And there's quite a few previous members in there now.
Heaps. At least. Yeah, there's heaps. I don't know. I reckon half would have to be.
So you're talking 75 previous members split across the services.
Yeah, that's sick. And how have you found having Dennis to assist you and to co-run those services? Is that something that's taken a bit off your plate, but also allowed us to kind of maybe run it at a high level, potentially?
Yeah, correct. It's just putting more time and energy to where we want it. So if we want more energy on the sports service, we've got him on board to put his focus into that. That's his role. That's what he's working on. And then I can help him be on top of that and also put my limited energy into that
Yeah, 100%. And plus, it's nice to be able to have access to some more of your time as well to be able to grow that in other parts of the business. So it's been a pleasure sitting down with you today, Len. Obviously a little bit different. I'm a bit flat that you nailed the riddle so quickly. But enjoy the 15 minutes and we'll see you all next week. JP will be back. Hooroo.
When's he back?
He gets back on Saturday, I think.
Okay.
So if you want to learn what match betting is and how to get started, there's a free course linked directly in the YouTube description. It goes for 60 minutes. It contains a number of videos explaining how it all works and how you can get started for free today.